Hey, how's it going? My name is jackiefishhh and welcome back to another custom map battle on Total War Warhammer 2. We are at the Battle of Middenheim. Unfortunately not the end times one, however this battle will be just as good as it was sent in to me by my Discord, and I know for a fact they only send me in the best, the totally radical replays, and I'm sure this one will not disappoint. We have a 3 vs 3, the Dark Elves going up against the forces of the Empire, ready to hold this fortress for as much and as long as they possibly can. As well as that, this is a 37-minute replay. However, if there are any boring bits, I will cut them out, but 37 minutes for a Warhammer replay is not something you see too often, so I'm sure this is going to be a really exciting one, and I will make sure to go ahead and bring you guys all the action during it. So we'll start off by just quickly taking a quick look at the custom map itself, the way it is set up. So we have the Grand Cannon of Middenheim ready to fire on its opponent, and the cool thing is about this custom map is this is actually a working cannon. It does shoot out. You can see it's already hitting some of these Cold One Dread Knights, so I thought that was really cool, and I imagine we will be seeing these attackers trying to avoid that as best as they can. Then we also have several layers of defense, kind of the outer wall going around the city. Then we have the inner wall, which is kind of halved off by these hills and these other fortifications. There's no like walls or anything inside in the second layer of walls. However, you can still mount up and put archers and gunners up on that position. Then we kind of have a final little stand right here at the shrine of the White Wolves back there. Army wise, I'll make sure to link all the mods we are using in the description down below. As you can see, we do have some modded units for Sisters of Slaughter moving up on the front line. I think they're the ones who are going to be lambs to the slaughter in this battle. So the Dark Elves on their front line have some Sisters of Slaughters. They then have some Shards making their way up with great swords behind that, some Blackguard of Nagar on the elite forces, and then some Executioners along with a pretty deadly line of Lords of Oblivion. My god, this is just a bunch of Dreadlords on some Black Dragons. This unit seems so OP, my god. And there's 16 of them over there. Looking at the other forces of the Dark Elves, we do have some Harpies along with some of the Tower Masters. I imagine these are very elite. Whenever a unit doesn't have a lot of units in it, you know it's always going to be very top end. We also have a nice assassin right there as well. We have a Sea Dragon, I imagine obviously coming from the sea, a War Hydra, along with some other Shards up there on the front line, making their kind of missile formation, some more of the Tower Masters, some more Executioners, and then finally a lot more heavy elite infantry over in the woods itself, with some nice cavalry and some artillery, which I imagine will be trying to be smashing down as many pieces of the wall as they can. Taking a look at the forces of the Empire, on the walls themselves, they do have a line of elite gunners who are going to be trying to do as much damage as possible, guarding the gatehouse over on this central point. We do have some halberdiers led by Leverhus, I think is how you pronounce it. Maybe not, maybe. We also have some foot Reichsguard knights right here holding that gate as well. So this gatehouse is actually not that well defended. There's a few gunners and stuff, but infantry wise there's not really a lot here. We have like a great cannon set up there and some of these foot knights of the Blazing Sun guarding the cannon, the huge ass cannon which looks amazing. But besides that, there's not really a lot of infantry guarding this, so this is going to be a hard fight. Where you can kind of compare it to this gate over on the left-hand side, there is a lot of free company longbowmen, along with gunners and sword infantry. We also even have a steam tank up here, the Deliverance steam tank, along with even more gunners as well, which is again in this awesome choke point. I really enjoy this map. Middenheim is just such a huge undertaking, but I feel like they've done such a great job at kind of really making every part of the city feel unique, and just making it so it's not like so much pointless stuff. You know, every part of the city can be used if the attackers want to use it. As we go back, we have more Foot Knights of a Blazing Sun, along with more Reichsguard. They're going to be holding the second layer of defense. We also have some more defendants ready up here, another steam tank and a great cannon overwatching this pass. Then finally up here, we do have guarding the kind of, I guess, the main keep. We do have some of the Immortals, along with some more Knights of a Blazing Sun. And then the final kind of Vanguard reserve, well, not Vanguard, but the final reserve force, we have more Immortals, more of the Guerrilla Sharpshooters, and the White Wolves coming up in reinforcement, and they should hopefully help out. We are also using a formation mod, which goes ahead and gives certain buffs. As you can see right here, these white wolves are currently in shield wall, giving them a nice little buff to melee parry and charge resistance, however reducing their melee attack. I think these guys were in the spear formation as well. So yeah, you're going to see that quite a lot in this battle, and I'll try my best to hover over these formations so we can get a real good feel of the battle itself. But without further ado, that was kind of a long intro. Let's just jump straight into it. And I guess we'll start off by watching these cannons unleash on the Sisters of Slaughter as they do try their best to approach the front lines. I mean, this is the perfect opportunity for these cannons to start opening up and just trying to take out as many of their opponents as possible. I was wondering, do we follow the cannon if we insert on this? I'm not sure if we do. Or am I? Yeah, I am on the cannons, right? Yeah, unfortunately we don't follow the cannons, because sometimes when you do it live and you press insert, you actually follow the cannonballs, which would be nice. It does look like, though, this entire army is actually currently, is it getting out of range of the artillery? It is actually just retreating back, which is very interesting. It's surprising, because I assume these guys would be assaulting. Maybe they're, yeah, I don't even know where this army is going. I guess just falling back and maybe waiting on this side. This is actually a really smart move. To fall back that part of the army until the weaker part of the wall is overwhelmed, so that they have to draw troops away from this main gate to defend here. Because, as I said, this isn't really the strongest gate defense. And if some of these flying units can overwhelm the cannons and stuff, then that's going to be very, very brutal. We do have some of the crossbowmen, though, going toe-to-toe with the gunners, which are currently positioned on top of the wall itself. Not sure how great of an idea this is, because not only do they have the guns and the protection of the walls, they also have the towers helping them out as well. That looks pretty dope as well, with Sigma overlooking the battlefield. But I mean, there are like 4 or 5 units of these crossbowmen, so you can probably see a lot of these gunners actually going down fairly quickly. The gunners are just really peeking over, but this is going to be a good exchange here. There's no real other infantry really pushing up here. We do, however, have a battering ram being made apparent in the battlefield, slowly getting pushed to the top. And we are going to see that skirmish phase kind of go over and the shades fall back. We do have a pretty gnarly dragon right here. What even is this dragon? This is going to be a magma dragon. That sounds pretty badass. And it's going to be trying its best to focus down this set of cannons, or at least get it away from focusing on the main army, which is pretty smart. As well as that, the Knights of Oblivion are making their way up, but they're getting hammered by gunfire right now. This is just an ill-supported attack, whilst the other Dark Elf army is just currently holding back. I imagine maybe they've set some sort of reinforcement rules, maybe, to that army for the reason it's not attacking. But we do obviously also have this big army all the way back here as well, which is currently not getting involved. So I assume that maybe both these armies have a timer limit until they can enter the battlefield. That would make a lot of sense. The Harpies are coming down now and harassing these gunners, and that's kind of what Harpies are really, really good at. They're good at not kind of winning these engagements right now, but they're amazing at just disrupting the enemy missile line, allowing you to then get your infantry into the front line and just kind of, you know, changing the odds, nullifying that missile advantage. Oh my god, when these Immortals descend, they took a lot of damage actually descending down, but once they do, you know, these Black Dragons just absolutely annihilate anything in their path. We also do have a Hydra smashing down these gates. I imagine we'll see the gates going down fairly quickly. And then once the gates go down, all of this infantry are going to pour in. Yeah, that must be the case. This army must be a reinforcement army, which just kind of got shot at a little bit whilst it was forming up here. So we'll probably see these guys moving in like 10 minutes into the battle or something along them lines. And it's also, you know, kind of good for them as well, because a lot of the defense was on this side. And I imagine if they tried to attack it, they would have got pushed back pretty heavily. So by just delaying this force, having it as a reinforcement army, you're going to see already a lot of forces being drawn away from that main gate. These steam tanks are also down to, like, you know, a quarter HP, or losing a quarter of its HP already is not bad. You are also losing a lot of these Lords of Oblivion by the cannon from the steam tank hammering away. However, they've definitely softened up the attack. Maybe that probably wasn't 100% worth it. You know, they did kill some missiles and allow the rest of the infantry to really get in the face of the Empire. However, I can only imagine they are some pretty expensive units which they've just lost. Them great swords, oh my god, so many of them burning from that dragon right now, losing half the unit. Wow, that magma dragon really doing some work. We do, however, have Cole Franz chasing off the magma dragon after he did do that fiery breath. a lot of the infantry now are starting to overwhelm coming out of the forest, because there was quite a lot of infantry I couldn't actually see, which we can now see starting to move in the forest. And as soon as these guys start climbing the walls and getting up here and silencing this great cannon, that's going to be a real nice little bonus there for the Dark Elves. It's not going to be an easy task though. They do have some of the Knights of the Blazing Sun though ready with their great swords to push back these executioners. Two very elite great sword infantry units going at one another as they do just come across and approach this. I mean, the ladders will be going up now. Ladders approaching. And here we go. We're going to see several units all marching up here at the same time. It wouldn't be a bad idea as well to maybe send a couple units round to this flank as well and try and climb up this part of the wall just to go ahead and alleviate the pressure. One of the really cool things about this battle and this custom map as a whole as well, as we get a huge pit of shades off there. That is a crazy pit of shades, as we do have... What the hell is this? What the hell is this unit? The chariot, manticore chariots. Oh my god. That pit of shades ruined them there. That was a real nice pit of shades. We do have some of the missile fire coming out back, but actually managing to take out that magma dragon. Good on you, Boris Todbringer. Coming in very big. That pit of shades though was huge at softening up the attack, and more infantry is going to have to be pushed off. Oh my god, that fire breath as well from the dragon, almost slaughtering an entire unit of Free Company militia right there. They're trying their best to do as much damage to these things. Granted, they have almost taken down that War Hydra, and that's going to be a big issue, but a lot of the infantry is just simply getting melted. I think we do have Boris as well going toe-to-toe in the sky with that Cole. No, that is Boris himself. He needs Cole to come and help him as he is fighting Malekith in the air, and I think Malekith is going to be able to outmatch him. The ladders, as we saw earlier, have now been pushed up. And the sword infantry is going toe-to-toe with one another until the executioners really get their heavy infantry up here. I think you're going to see the Knights of the Blazing Sun win, but eventually the numbers are just going to be too much as we do get another pit of shades going off. Once again, normally actually that one kind of missed a little bit. I think it's trying to focus down these Celestial Wizards who are just pumping out the magic right now. Colfran's coming back in, trying to help kill these Manticore chariots. All the cavalry though, all the Knights of the Cold Ones have now also broken in. We do have the forces of the Empire, I mean the forces of the Dark Elf Reinforcement Army is looking to kind of abandon this assault right now and bring everything around. I think this is a good idea to really kind of, because they've already made a breach here and they're looking like they're doing a good job here. As the Comet of Cassandora comes down, does some nice damage on the Blackguard of Nagaron. Now, this does look like they've kind of secured this breach point, so I think it's a good idea. Instead of trying to attack multiple positions, which I think are a really good idea once you, before you attack, but now that they've already attacked and they've already secured this area, I think them re-maneuvering your army all around just to funnel through that one choke point and then literally just pile out, because there's not a lot of resistance here. And once they do enter this point of contention right here, they can send their soldiers wherever they want. Instead of trying to attack this defensive position, losing a lot more men, I think this is a great idea. We also have the mortars though going in. Two mortar teams right now pouring down as much fire as they can on a lot of these shades, which is good. This is going to take out a lot of the crossbow fire and the missile power which they have. We do actually have a general going down. Who was this? I don't even know. I think that was maybe Boris being slain by Malekith. Oh, Boris, you've given your life to defend the great city, because Colfran's is still alive. Colfran's might be able to beat Malekith if no magic is put into it, but it does look like the Empire are in full retreat over on this side. They're still going to have a really nice point of defense though here. This is going to be a good choke point which they can always continue to harass the side of the Dark Elves. They have a lot of infantry, and they can even start to bring men back as well. You know, they have a couple units of good swordsmen here, Sons of Sigmar, which, as you guys know, I mention it in every replay, are probably my favourite regiment of renown for the Empire. They just look so goddamn cool. Unfortunately, the camera isn't letting me go down, but they look badass. They really do. The cannons are still harassing, so as long as they hold this good artillery position, and they do have some halberds to do that, and the halberds are good units at holding, there can always be a thorn in the side as the Dark Elves try their best to continue to push up this hill and continue to do damage to the Empire and continue to put them on the back foot. You know, it's always going to do good. We do have all the knights, though, of the Empire pouring down. We even have some of the Altdorf demigryphs as well, which are good anti-large. I think it's going to be enough to actually scare off Malekith, pour him away. The Harpies do come flying limbo as well, along with this War Hydra, who is actually still on a decent amount of HP. The Feral Hydra. Feral Hydra is still pretty healthy. We also have some magic coming down. I imagine that was cast from Malekith himself. These demigryphs and the knights which do accompany them are not easy pickings, especially when they are fighting, say, a feral War Hydra. It doesn't really matter how strong that War Hydra is when it is up against these anti-large, and it also does get a net of Amentok going down. This is a kind of a smart move to stick this net of Amentok down, because not only does it stop any reinforcements from coming in to help the War Hydra, it also sticks these guys in place, and meaning that if they do want any kind of reinforcements to arrive in the battle early, it's going to take them a little while. Do we finally have these guys moving? No, it's just more of the reinforcements making their way, kind of reshuffling their way from this this side of the wall to focus down the main entry, as we do just see Sigmar right here. There are still so many units left remaining in this battle, and I love the way we also just have the Dark Elves marching their troops through the city streets. And Middenheim itself in the end times is absolutely insane. I've been watching quite a few videos actually about the end times, in anticipation for the final game, which I assume will be about the end times. And the Battle of Middenheim just seems absolutely mad. The stuff that goes on during the Battle of Middenheim is crazy, and I've got a newfound love for just how powerful Tetlis is. Tetlis is an absolute monster, and I think they do a good job in Warhammer 2 of really showing just what a legendary mage he is. Like, he is insane how strong he is. And I definitely do have a whole new respect for Tetlis, that is for sure, just for his deeds, and the stuff he does at the Battle of Middenheim is crazy. And also, I guess, Balthazar as well. Balthazar's a pretty big beast there as well. But Tetlis is crazy. And it's just really cool just seeing the Battle of Middenheim and all the events. I'm not going to spoil anything, because I know some people kind of want to wait to the third game and don't want to have anything spoiled. It's pretty crazy. So I'll just leave it at that. So back to the battle itself, we do see the Empire committing a lot of their infantry, and there we go. The reinforcements have been unlocked or not? Are they just reforming? Okay, I think these guys have been unlocked. However, they're just going to be defending this final, shrine to the White Wolves. Yeah, I think they're going to be holding back there. So we're going to see kind of a staged attack right now here, as Murderous Paris does now pop. Now, this is always interesting in battles like this when Murderous Paris does pop, because you want to try and time it when you're attacking the most amount of units. However, in these staged defenses, which are kind of more scenario-based, it's very hard to kind of get, the enemy to commit all their forces to then use Murderous Paris as well as you want to. Because obviously everyone, this is a staged attack, we're going to have layers of defense. So because of that, they're not going to be able to engage the entire Empire army to beat them back. However, they are making some really, really good progress, taking the Great Cannon. They're also taking this main street. And once they open up these two avenues, I think that's going to be a really important part for them. Because at the moment, they're kind of funneled down one or two choke points. However, once they break this street right here, they can kind of divert their forces and use their numbers to really start to overwhelm the attackers. I think that's going to be a real nice bonus. We also have the Sisters of Slaughter doing their name. Oh, and also this awesome looking sea dragon as well. That's crazy cool. Maybe not lore friendly, but it looks very, very cool indeed. And the Sisters of Slaughter themselves are going up. It's just getting some basic swordsmen. There is a steam tank here. And we also still have all this artillery back there as well. And the gunners. A couple units of gunners and defenders. So these guys are still trying to hold their best and, keep the line strong. I imagine, this Sea Dragon has actually been beaten back. There's still a lot of elite soldiers still left remaining, though, for the Dark Elves. So they have not committed. They still got an entire army ready to commit. So many Executioners and Blackguard ready to throw themselves into the battle. And these guys are ready to give their lives, if that is what it's called of them, for their Dark God, for their Phoenix King. The War Hydra causing havoc back here against the Foot Reichsguard. Lightning coming in, trying its best. Cole Franz is just amidst the battle, I imagine, trying to pop stand your ground as much as he can. We also do get a Doom of Darkness trying to rout the Reichsguard. However, the Reichsguard aren't simply routed. They are elite soldiers. With Cole Franz watching over them, I imagine they will be holding firm. We do have some of the White Wolves, though, coming up here to support. The White Wolves are going to be in Shield of Harmony, which is going to give them a nice little charge bonus and also charge speed, reducing their melee defense, however. The Reichsguard. We also have a general here, Theodore Bruckner, I think is what that is. Kind of cool. We also have a lot of gunners back here shooting up. So this is a nice little position right here, and hopefully they'll be able to take out this Feral Hydra. The Feral Hydra has been a nuisance in the side for sure, but it's been getting a lot of kills, and it's been fighting ever since the gate battle we had about 10 minutes ago. So definitely some really, really nice uses of these monsters, and it's absorbing a lot of its gunfire, which maybe could be used to kill something else. The White Wolves, though, holding their own. Oh, this is actually the Reichsguard. The White Wolves are engaged over on this side. There's 2 Hydras over here. That is dangerous, dangerous work, and they need to be very careful. And both these Hydras are extremely healthy as well. We can see more guns being committed from the final defense, and I think that's what we're going to be seeing in this battle. We've got the Silver Bullets here, which are a great anti-large unit, and the Guerrilla Sharpshooters. I think we're going to slowly see, as the defenses get weaker and weaker, more of these units being brought out to try and help out. I mean, these volleys are coming in and not really just grazing, I guess, the skin of the War Hydra. The hide is thick. We do, however, have the steam tank up here smashing away, and the morale is weak for the War Hydra. So if they can simply rout the War Hydra and then shoot it in the back as it tries to run away, which is something it does look like they are achieving to do, I could see a nice little victory right here. It's just a constant stream of infantry pouring into the fortress, slowly but surely. And especially these crossbows. These crossbows are going to be great at taking out the gunners who are sitting back and just getting shots off on their monstrous creatures. This little pocket of resistance, and this is what I'm saying, if this pocket of resistance wasn't here, they'd be able to completely envelop the defenders up there. As you can see, there are now no defenders right here, so if they could simply break through this side, they could commit half their army right around here and hit these guys in the back. Look how many undefended gunners right now are just sitting here. Even cavalry units could just absolutely destroy the resistance of the Empire. And they do need to be very careful, because Malekith himself has arisen up here, ready to smash this. And I imagine it enacts what I was just saying. A lot of the executioners of Sisters of Slaughters, I should say, are wounded, but still fighting. We also do have a Death Hag right up here as well, forcing these halberds to commit to this fight. We also have the Dead Sea Dragon there. So if they can just break through here, which I imagine won't be a hard task, they can really just out-position a lot of these forces. Volkmar the Grim pushing his way in, though. I mean, we still have a nice little defense up here on the hill, and there are still some strong infantrymen up here, but there's just not a lot left for the Empire. It really isn't. How they are going to be standing here. The White Wolves are fully engaged. The White Wolves are also missing half their head. Am I missing a mod or something? I don't think I am. Yeah, they're actually missing a part of their head, which is kind of funny. Let's just ignore that for now. I hope I'm not missing a mod, and I hope we're not going to desync, because that would really, really suck. We do actually have some infantry for the Dark Elves making their way around the flank, and this is a really smart move. Setting these executioners around here, having actually, what is there? Oh, the War Hydras being chased off by this Celestial Wizard, which is really good committing that.
In range! In range!
These executioners, though, if they get into combat with these Guerrilla Sharpshooters, which it doesn't look like they're going to do, is they do take a point-blank volley, though. That was brutal for the Executioners, but now the Executioners are going to get their revenge. The Knights of the Blazing Sun and Cole Franz come flying in to try and even the odds. However, if the Guerrilla Sharpshooters do not retreat, they are going to get cut to pieces. Luckily, though, they do. And Cole Franz is going to have to try and hold this line. I mean, he's doing a great job of it right now. And if the Sharpshooters can do what I think they're doing, get round to this flank and shoot into the side of the Executioners, they're going to melt them so goddamn quickly. A nice little flaming skull right there. Oh, that was a beautiful bit of magic right there. Hitting down, you know, some of these flaming skulls are so useful when the enemy do clump up their infantry like this. But they have to. They can't simply just leave the Dark Elves to get up here and let the Empire reform their defense.
No lingering.
We're even getting some cannons being brought up to the fight. Quite a few of the generals as well for the Dark Elves are pretty low. Morathi as well as Malekith are both somewhat low. Cole Franz, however, is also not looking great. We also have a War Hydra popping in its flaming spell, and also Malekith descending upon these Gorilla Sharpshooters. How many kills is Malekith on? Because he's been in a lot of these really crucial attack points here. 215 is very smart, because if it wasn't for Malekith, I think they would have held off here much longer. But now they can really dispatch all of these units when they get a chance to right around this flank and kind of just start making sure that they harass these guys on every position. I think we're already going to start seeing these guys starting to move. They're just clearing up the last of the defenders right there. Another flaming skull coming down. This flaming skull has been brutal, but there's still so many attackers, you know, some real good fresh units for the Dark Elves still waiting to be committed. I mean, the balance of power itself is still very, very even. Oh my god, my steam tank is so low. Just one hit from the Hydra will probably kill it. As Malekith does look, he's had enough of this battle. He is very, very low. If this Light Wizard had any magic left as well, it could really do some damage. Is this War Hydra? The War Hydra is back, and it's decently healthed as well. So if it can make its way back around the battlefield and re-enter the engagement, that'd be great. We also do have some of the Reichsguard actually left and formed up, ready to pour in when the chance does provide them with a good opportunity. I imagine once these guys are committed, they can then push in. Does look like, though, that this army has now the final reserves for the Dark Elves have been given their orders. And I think what is exactly what we'll be seeing is them coming around this side, making their way up here, and then hitting the Empire in the side. As the Empire are truly running out of men, they definitely do not have a lot left. They have this kind of final reserve up here with the Drunken Knight. I love this. I forgot about this unit. The Drunken Knights. They've got given like the zombie animation. Look how cool that is. That is so awesome. I really, really dig that so much. They're just like given the zombie animation, and they're just called Drunken Knights. It's so cool. And we also got some Knights of the Blazing Sun. Some have guns and stuff. It's just a wacky unit. I really, really think that's cool. The Gorilla Sharpshooters are working overtime to try and take out as many of the enemy. I mean, this right flank is looking pretty good. We also have a Celestial Wizard, or a Bright Wizard, sorry, going toe-to-toe with Malekith. I imagine, you know, because he is so healthy, he might be able to take him down. And he's going to be chasing him through the sky of the city, trying their best to bring them down. And the Knights have now been committed up here. Hit back this artillery, a really good move here by the Empire, giving them a chance. And the balance of power is still really even, but I just feel like the numbers are so heavily in favor of the Dark Elves. They have so much infantry, and I think it's the main strength, obviously, of the Empire are their guns. Whereas if these Shades can shoot them down and minimize that, or if the infantry can get around the flank, I think the Empire just do not stand a chance. Because again, as I said, like a lot of their infantry they have left, a lot of their numbers are simply just these gunners. The gunners seem to be doing so much damage. And they're doing a great job of actually routing a lot of this infantry. The Drunken Knights have been committed. Look at them go. This unit is amazing. Reforming, somehow managing to make its way down the hill itself. Just about. I know there's another unit of Drunken Knights up there, ready in reserve. Does look like the Empire have managed to hold this. They've managed to withstand the second attack. And now I guess they get a bit of respite before the next assault comes in. I think the next assault is going to obviously be, you know, as soon as this flag point is taken away from them, reducing that leadership bonus, then these guys are going to immediately make their way right around this flank and really start putting the pressure on. So what we'll do is we'll just triple speed it whilst, you know, nothing much is really happening. A lot of missile fire is coming in, but besides that, nothing too crazy. The battle itself has been absolutely amazing so far. Really, really exciting. Both sides could have a really opportune time of winning this. We do actually have the unit of the Tower Masters trying to take down this general right there. However, I imagine the gunners are just, you know, unleashing hell on them. Look at that. It's just such a good firing arc on all this position. And until more reinforcements come, I think these guys are going to struggle. However, here they come. The main portion of the army for the Dark Elves is now approaching, and they can really put the hurt on. They can come from so many angles. I don't think the forces of the Dark Elves are going to have enough soldiers to really withstand this. I honestly don't know why they're not pushing down here. Nice little lightning spell coming in there, though, on the Empire. That is going to rout a few of their units, and these Immortals are really, really low. The last of the Empire forces are now pretty much all falling back. We have a couple units of these Drunk Knights. I don't know why this position wasn't overwhelmed, because there's just gunners here. Just charge them down. Yeah, it's literally just gunners, and if they do commit to fighting here, then I do definitely feel for them. I wonder if they're going to have enough to really break this position, because some of the gunners are going to get caught. That's pretty much all the Empire have left. They have a few units of Drunken Knights, which we are about to see go flying into battle against the Executioners, who I imagine will just cut these guys apart. I'm not sure what the stats are on these Drunken Knights, but are actually really good. 90 armor. Oh no, their melee attack and defense is really bad. You can see they're getting melted by the Executioners. The Executioners are cutting them down where they stand, along with the crossbow fire, and the rest of the gunners are fleeing for their lives, trying to break their way back. As I said, I'm really surprised they didn't use this bridge to cross into the final layer, but I guess the fog of war is making it so that they can't see anyone there, which definitely does make sense. They're definitely funneling up, and this is a perfect opportunity for the forces of good to take the advantage right now. Pile in their lead into this big clumped up position and push the fight to the enemy. We do have some of the Black Guard splitting off though, and the Knights of Slaughter. They're going to be throwing their way up again, and there's only really gunners in their way. However, oh wow, the Sisters of Slaughter being slaughtered by the gunfire. I'm sure they're going to get one more volley off as well.
Allied units are fleeing.
They're going to try one charge. I mean, oh my god, that point blank volley right there, taking down so many. However, they're going to continue going. I'm proud of them for not surrendering. And now these gunners are going to be struggling quite a lot, especially now that the Black Guard of Nagaron also make their way up here as well. I think we're going to slowly start to see the balance of power really going down. However, Volkmar the Grim is still up here, and he is full HP right now, popping up the Grand Hammer of Sigmar, as well as the Battle Prayers as well. Also, all these gunners are up here. Oh, this is amazing. If this Death Hag can engage all of these gunners, then she can pop her Blood Boil ability, forcing these guys to commit and fight her. This is going to be so good. If she can force these guys to put down their guns, that's just going to buy the infantry, I think, just the right amount of time. But I'm just saying, like, why isn't anyone going around this flank right now? That could really just stamp out the defenders. The Blood Cauldron needs to use its ability, because it's taking a lot of fire, and it's only going to be a matter of time until this does go down, and more gunners are just volleying away. I'm also really impressed with how these handgunners on the left flank have managed to hold this battle. We do still have a pretty healthy War Hydra as well, as more infantry does come flying in. Volkmar the Grim has kind of decided to reposition. Do any of these gunners have much ammunition left as well? Not really. A few of them already routing as well, not having great morale. These guys are terrified. The gun line has managed to push back the Death Hag though. We're seeing that being forced back, and might be able to get a nice little snipe on it. Is going to fall back though and get out of there, maybe coming back because it has not quite been destroyed yet. There are also a couple units of really healthy Black Guard back here, and also some nice shades as well to push up. The steam tank is still up here though, and that's going to be a very hard unit to kill. I mean, the balance power is still very even. If this gun line can just, you know, continue to fire, who knows what will happen. Is the Hydra made its way back in yet, or was that the Hydra? The Hydra from all the way out here, I guess that must have been it, coming all the way around. We also have a unit of Black Guard, or a unit of Executioners there, falling back. I don't really know where they're going. Oh, probably to defeat this unit of Royal Griffins right there. I cannot believe how well these gunners have held and how far they haven't routed. I mean, not so much now that the Hydra has turned up. I imagine now the Hydra turned up, it's all over for them. But besides that, before the Hydra turned up, they were fighting very admirably. I don't think anyone could say anything bad against them. because before that Hydra turned up, they were holding back Executioners. The steam tank is going to come flying in. The Executioners are charging, jumping at the opponents right now, slicing away, but also taking a lot of damage. Do we have any? Yeah, we have some elite units still up here. A unit of Drunken Knights and the Immortal unit as well. And that does look pretty goddamn cool as well. But we also have Cole Franz left. He has managed to survive the battle, but survive it for how long, I do not know. City itself does look like it's in dire need of some allies. If only there was a reinforcement army coming in somewhere offering support, there could be hope. But I mean, the balance of power is looking really, really good for the defenders still. Only 200 of them left. I guess because Volkmar is still fully HP and the gunner line is doing a great job at firing, retreating, firing and retreating. And getting some really good shots off in the side. Also some lightning spells as well, I imagine, from this general unit. However, they are now receiving missile fire from all the shards. Shades from all the shades. And also these guerrilla sharpshooters are very, very low. This is going to be a very, very close battle. I honestly don't know who's going to win it because that War Hydra is still very, very healthy. I think if Cole Franz goes down, but then Volkmar the Grim is still very, very healthy, I cannot call this battle. This is going to go down to the wire. I think at the moment it's looking good for the Empire just because of how strong their generals are. Just like Malekith and Marathi have actually died. I must have missed their deaths. But this is obviously going to kill a lot of the Empire forces right here. Chopping down these guns. The gunners are actually being allowed to live. They're too busy chasing Volkmar right now, who has taken a lot of damage, granted, and obviously allowing these shards to get out their great weapons as well is going to be taking him down pretty quickly. However, the gun line has just been allowed to fire once again. These guys must have so many kills. 130 on them, 140 on the cannon.
Weaklings! Our allies flee!
These generals are very, very low, but I just don't know if they're going to be able to get enough shots off. It's really been the guns which have been harassing so much, but I guess it's really hard to commit the men like in every position, because when you are fighting a battle like this, it takes a long time to send armies round the side of a battle, especially in Warhammer. Like, granted, this was a almost 40-minute replay. However, in the heat of the moment, sometimes you don't want to be committing your men the long way around because they might all be dead by the time they get there. I think it's going to be the downfall, though, of the Dark Elves. I don't know, though. It's still very, very close. If it's War Hydra, I think is going to make all the difference. Cole Franz is still really healthy. Because as we said, the Drunken Knights aren't very good. They just look hilarious. It's whether these War Hydra and the Executioners can take down the Immortals. I mean, the Immortals are a really, really strong unit. And we're going to be obviously posing a threat. This War Hydra needs to get in this battle. Desperately needs to get in this battle and get involved. Cole Franz is taking his rightful place on top of the fortress. I mean, this has been a hard fight for the Dark Elves. They have fought their way through thick and thin. But the Empire has not given up a single inch of this fortress without a fight as well. So both sides are doing a very, very amazing job. Also, I should mention as well, if you guys want to be a part of these battles in the future, make sure to go ahead and join my Discord. I'll leave a link in the description down below. Basically, just join the Discord and let us know in general chat that you want to be notified whenever people are playing battles. And then we can go ahead and assign you the right tag so that you get a notification whenever people are looking for people to play with. And then you can maybe appear in one of these epic battles on Warhammer 2. There's also people always playing other games as well. There's actually a really good community going on in my Discord, so it's always good to join if you are looking for people who just share your same love of Total War and other strategy games. War Hydra hitting away. The Immortals are still fairly strong. Volkmar the Grim and this other general is so low. We have the final general for the Dark Elves actually being Net of Amantok, and then Lightning Strike from this general. My god, if they can take him down, that'd be an amazing feat. They are all so low. And the cannon fire as well is coming in. Oh wow, that Net of Amantok coming in huge right towards the end. The cannon fire is opening up and just doing a great job. This is a regiment of renowned cannon, yeah. The Hammer of the Witches. With the lightning strikes, I mean, just look how low these guys are. Oh my god, that general is going to die.
Take the ground!
I think he's used his magical ability now, and he's just going to charge him. Go in through thick and thin. Oh no, that's not the unit we want to see. We want to see this unit. I wanted to insert in on him. And he is going to charge him down, engage him. This is going to be a very, very interesting close battle. Luckily, I imagine this guy is unbreakable. He does get sent flying into the abyss. And he's going to try and follow up, trying to do some nice damage on this general unit. However, the general is going to get back up. He is called the Deathbringer for a reason. However, he's getting sent flying by the Demigryph. Some of his boys are going to come up and try and help him. And maybe his boys are going to be able to be the ones to do the killing blow. They are getting some nice hits off on him. I can't imagine his HP is very good. 65 HP. There you go. One of the generals goes down. If these guys can simply just push on and do the same amount of damage to Volkmar the Grim, then maybe they stand a chance. But it just does not look like it. Cole Franz is still way too healthy. And I feel like the Dark Elves have now been defeated. The morale is dissipating for the Dark Elves. They just don't have the numbers. Army attrition coming in huge right now. And I think there we have it. The battle is over. The city of Middenheim has been held and kept secure. I'm going to say, that was a fucking amazing replay right there. I'm even swearing and knowing I'm probably going to get demonetized knowing that. But this battle was totally worth that. My God, that was insane. That was so goddamn good. So hopefully you guys enjoyed that. If you did, make sure to drop a like and a comment down below. Looking at the kills, we can see that the Bright Wizard's doing so much damage. It's going to be down to the gunners. Look at that, 140 kills, 172 on the artillery piece right there. Again, the gunners and the artillery really coming up huge. And I feel like the Dark Elves just... Like, I know it's annoying because a lot of the times you just can't spend, commit the time to go around the flank. But if they could have just silenced these gunners a little bit quicker, I think they could have easily have won considering how close the battle actually was. Again, this cannon getting 283 kills. That's insane. So many kills. Looking on the Dark Elf side, you can see that Malekith and the Death Hag doing an amazing job. Also, the Lords of Oblivion, 101 kills. I feel like these guys were just committed way too early in the fight and really needed to be held back to actually silence these gunners when the fight really did get committed. However, maybe they would have taken a lot more damage if they did not commit them as early as they did. The Magma Dragon, 102 kills. And then finally, the Hydra's really coming up big. And the Sea Dragon as well over on the other Dark Elf side. So make sure to drop a like and a comment if you enjoyed this battle. Let me know what map you want me to do next or what my Discord to do next. Make sure to join my Discord if you haven't already to be a part of these battles. And I'll see you guys next time, and fish out.